So I got this new shortwave radio to test from Retekess, and I have mixed feelings about it, as I'll explain. But if you're looking for a good shortwave radio that does AM only, and not single sideband, that takes D batteries and can put out a good sound, this one's probably for you. Let's get into it. Okay, on the label on the back, it says that how you can do 110 volts, 60 hertz, although the manual says you can do 220 volts. So this seems like an inconsistency. However, this will work on dual voltage, I've confirmed. You can also use DC 4.5 volts, and this batteries here are actually D-cell batteries, like what you find in an old school flashlight. So you get 3 D-cell batteries here. You can use that. And then the FM frequency is 76 to 108, so you can use this in Japan and other countries that have FM from 76 to 108. Here in the US, we only do 88 to 108. Medium wave, 530 to 1710, so you can do AM radio, AM broadcast. And shortwave, 2.3 to 21.19 megahertz. So you can't really go above 21 megahertz, and you can't really go below 2.3. So, but you can do most of the shortwave bands, and of course, you can listen. And it's FCC certified. Remember, I put out a video that's saying Amazon is cracking down on radios that or other devices that do not have FCC certification. And we'll take a look at that in a moment. Of course, this is made in China by Henan Isho Electronic Commerce Company Limited, which makes the Retekess brand of radios. On the front here, you said here, medium wave, FM, shortwave, DSP radio with USB TF. And you have the power, ATS, I guess automatic tune selection, clock, alarm, record. You have a keypad here. And then you have this big knob on the front. And then you have selectors here. You also have a selector for USB/TF, which is transflash, which is the same as SD card. Then you can go to radio. On the side here, you have the tuning knob, and the tuning knob here, I'll show you how that works. And of course, you could put your TF card, your headphone jack, and a USB drive. So this radio is pretty well appointed for $50, and we'll see how it performs. All right, so in the front here, you have this clock, and this clock will tell you the time. You can set the time, and you can pretty much do it. You set up the time there, but then you can also power on the radio here. Press the power button.
Narration of Trump, as
no,
you say.
It isn't. And we're not saying that too. I mean, he could try to play a perfect game. And then maybe
the light, the display backlight on this display is pretty bright, so it works pretty well.
I'm gonna put my chin out.
You see,
and I'm gonna give you everything.
Take
all your shots.
High.
I'm not gonna move. And to me, everybody that doesn't want him to get hit fights for him. Everyone wants him to get hit fights to hit him. And now we're in this vortex for the last 7 years.
Right.
But I want to bring people.
Now let's do a little tuning here. Press the ATS
like
button.
that. I was shocked to see this 10.
Let's see here. The memory channels.
And yet, Paul was saying, Nero wouldn't be.
Okay. Now, one thing I noticed about, you can use this tuning knob. One thing I noticed is that when you tune like this, it'll stay on the station, and only when you stop does it actually start to pick up. So let me get on a station here.
Last month in May,
WINS 1010 wins. Let me go down to 880.
Sponsored by Hink Water, Tom.
And it starts by on 80.
Go back over to the Hudson River crossings.
770. So you can't really use this to continuously tune. You can pretty much just, you can tune like this. And then let's see here. You can tune in very small steps too. All right, no copyright strike now. Okay, 970, the answer.
and his rather tepid response to the 45th president of the United States being arraigned today.
And you could tell what kind of programs on AM radio. This has a ferrite rod, so it's directional. And let's get on shortwave. So I put this by the window to get some signal here. And this is an interesting radio here that I'm going to use for comparison. But I'm going to be reviewing it on a future video. Not so much review, just demonstrating. So this one here, the TR629, turn on. So this is medium wave. I'm far away from New York City, so I didn't really get anything. Let's turn to shortwave. And let's turn to a guaranteed signal, 9330, flat earth radio.
Because he's constantly sending out these mass mailings of funny memes, moving stories, fascinating.
Right, so you can see we clearly see some shortwave here.
I think we all know someone like that.
Daytime population is not that great.
Rarely, if ever.
Now let me compare it to this other radio here. I turn it on.
If you ask them not to, it costs a bit of a risk in the balance, doesn't it? Yeah, it does, absolutely.
So this one has a different tonal quality. Reception seems about the same on AM. And let's turn on the TR629.
Simply don't have the time to deal with them all. But the other day, he sent a collection of photographs that was really fascinating. It was a picture of what is called the glass-wing butterfly. Now, have you ever heard of the glass-wing butterfly? No, I don't think I actually have. What's it look like? Well, they're really stunning. The wings, they're actually cut.
Los legalistas ponen a un lado la misericordia y gracia de Yahuwah. Los fariseos eran legalistas. El legalismo enseña que podemos, por eso.
Of the whore, for the kings of the earth serve the whore, and burn her with fire. That's the words of Almighty Yahweh. That's spoken again in that most hated book, the book of Revelation. Oh, may God help us.
So you probably want to know what I think. Okay, so I think it's a decent radio, but it has some caveats. I mean, the first of all is that tuning knob, and the tuning knob is not continuous. So set your expectation appropriately. The reception is okay. It seems to be almost on par with other radios, and just shortwave in North America is not really that good. WRMI Legends, I try to listen to them, but they're not beaming up here, so they're beaming more south. But you could definitely listen to shortwave. The other thing is the batteries. It comes with D batteries, like it comes with D battery capability. But I think D batteries are kind of on their way out. Some people like them, but AA batteries seem to be what's in vogue, or also the built-in lithium-ion batteries. The sound out of this set is pretty good. I'll tell you what, the nice big speaker gives it a nice little punch and has some good bass, so you could get on that. You can also use it as a music player. It doesn't have Bluetooth, which is a downside, but it does have the ability to play from SD card or TF card, which is pretty much the same thing. It does not have an external antenna jack, but you can clip on an external antenna, no problem. AM and FM are pretty good. It has an alarm clock, so it is a pretty good radio. And it's $60. No single sideband. You get AM and FM only, but you don't get single sideband. So this is what you get with the Retekess TR629. You can get description down below. We'll have a link to buy one if you want one. And until next time, peace and 73. And be sure to listen to me on 5050 on WRMI Legends every Thursday. Peace and 73.